Hi students, something we cannot sacrifice in our life, like performance. So we want to touch with you in this unexpected gap, especially for the quantitative paper, the financial management. So let's see the content. This video will help you to learn the knowledge of the financial management concepts the last unit. So now we can see the chapter is called Working Capital Management. In simply, working capital management, it's the meeting the requirements, funds requirements for the short-term operations of the business firm, especially manufacturing firm. For example, purchase of raw materials or the day-to-day operations. This working capital can be classified. The major classifications are gross working capital, net working capital. Gross working capital means the total amount invested in current assets. It's take it as a gross working capital. Net working capital means the excess of current assets over current liabilities. That's called net working capital. So in this chapter, we are going to calculate net working capital. Generally, the working capital, the term, it's taken as when current assets exceeds the current liability. When it is positive, then that is favorable to the company to meet out the fund requirements for day-to-day operations. The next concept is operating cycle. Operating cycle in simple term, how many number of days or hours or time allocated to complete the manufacturing process within the plant. That's called operating cycle. Based on that operating cycle, the working capital calculation can do. So what are the major components of operating cycle? First component, cash. Second, raw material. Third, work in progress. Fourth, finished goods. Fifth, sales. And last one, debtors. The stages are first cash converted into raw materials converted into work in progress converted into finished goods converted into sales through debtors, then the debtor should convert into cash. That's called one working capital or operating cycle. To do your operating cycle method, there is your formula. O is equal to R plus W plus F plus D then minus C. O represent duration of operating cycle. R represent raw material average storage period. W represent work in progress average process period. F represent finished goods average storage period. D represent debtors collection period. C represent creditors payment period. There is exclusive formulas for calculating the components of operating cycle. The formulas are R is equal to, or talk about the raw material calculations. So R is equal to average stock of raw materials and stores held divided by average raw materials and stores consumption per day. W represent work in progress, average work in progress process inventory divided by average cost of production per day. F represent finished goods, average finished stock or inventory divided by average cost of goods sold per day. D represent debtors collection, average book dates divided by average credit sales per day. C represent creditors payment, average trade creditors divided by average credit purchases per day. These are the basic theoretical perspective for the working capital management. So next we can see the practical problem. It is an exercise problem. I read the problem, carefully listen. From the following information, compute the operating cycle in days. Period covered 365 days. Each operating cycle, it has its own total period, available period. It will differ from company to company or business to business. Sometimes they can taken as 360 days, sometimes 350 days, or in week 50 week, 48 weeks. So you have to check how many number of days are allocated as taken as a total operating cycle. So the total period covered for the company is 365 days. Average period for credit allowed by supplier 18 days. It was directly given. So the credit allowed by suppliers is 18 days. Average of total debtors outstanding 490. It is in terms of 1000. Raw material consumption 4500. Total production cost 11,000. Total cost of sales 11,500. Sales for the year 20,000. Value of average stock maintained. Raw materials of 350. Work in progress 380. Finished goods 270. So these are the informations. Based on the given information, now we can calculate the operating cycle. Operating cycle. The formula is O represent the total duration of the operating cycle, R plus W plus F plus D, close the bracket, minus C. It is the formula. So O represent the total duration, R represent the raw material calculation, W represent work in progress calculation, F represent finished goods calculation, debtors, D represent debtors, C represent creditors calculations. So calculate the values of the formula, the component, first R value. So remember the formula of the R about raw material. It's average stock of raw materials and store sale divided by average stores consumption per day. So in the problem, average stock of maintained raw materials given 350. So take 350. And consumption per day you have to calculate. See the related information. Raw material consumption, that is 4500 given. This 4500, it's for 365 days. Then you have to calculation per day, consumption per day. So 4500 whole divided by 365. I'm using calculator. 4500 divided by 365, that is 12.3287. When you do the calculation, do not round off the fractions. After the decimal, maintain at least 3 digits. So I took 12.329. Per day consumption is 12.329. 350 divided by 12.329. Take the calculator. Calculate 350 divided by 12.329. That is 28.388. You can round off the answers. Do not round off the calculations. So approximately 28 days. So raw material is 28 days. Then work in progress. See the problem. In the problem work in progress, the value given 380. So take 380 divided by Work in progress related to production cost. So the formula is average stock of work in progress divided by cost of production per day. So the total production cost given 11,000. So 11,000, it's for 365 days. But you have to calculate per day. Cost of production per day. So 11,000 divided by 365. Do the calculation. 11,000 divided by 365. The answer is 30.137. 30.137. Cost of production per day 30.137. Then find the work in progress value. 380 divided by 30.137. 12.609. So 12.6 approximately 13 days. So work in progress took 13 days. Next, finished goods. F. Average stock of finished goods, that is 270 given in the problem. So take 270. The stock of finished goods, you have to use cost of sales, the value cost of sales. So take 11,500. 11,500. It is for 365 days. Given for, then calculate per day. That is 11,500 divided by 365. 11,500 divided by 365. 31.507. 31.507. So 270 divided by 31.507. Find the finished goods period. 270 divided by 31.50. 270 divided by 31.507. 8.56. So approximately 9 days. So the next, it is about debtors. So debtors, you have to use the sales of the year given, that is 20,000. Average of total debtors outstanding even 490. So take that 490. Average 490. And the sales, it's 20,000. It is for 365 days. Calculate sales per day. Per day, that is 20,000 divided by 365. So 20,000 divided by 365. 54.795. 54.795. 54.795. Calculate 490 divided by 54.7. 490 divided by 54.79. 8.942. So approximately 9 days. The C, it's directly given in the problem. So now you can substitute the value O is equal to R 28 days, W 13 days, F 9 days, D 9 days, C already given in the problem, that is 18 days. So 28 plus 13, 38, 41, 50, 59. 59 minus 18, 49 minus 8, 41. So operating cycle is 41 days. That is the answer. This is the method to calculate the operating cycle.